My name's Kirk. This is my channel. Thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate you checking out the channel. Today we are going to be playing with two different reels. I have a Shimano rod. I'm running a Shimano Corrado. I want to see if the Daiwa will be compatible with the Shimano rod. So stick around, it's going to be a good one. Finally got one. Real nice fish. Probably a nice two and a half pounder. What a great catch. So I decided to start casting. Saw a lot of breaks on the water. Wanted to pull out the whopper plopper. That's what we got here. Pulled out the whopper plopper, but I got a problem. Got myself this new rod and reel, okay? It's a Shimano, the Zodius. And I decided I should match it up with a Shimano reel, which I did. I got a Corrado, and I'm gonna tell you, these Shimano reels, when you first get them, they take some dialing in, and it was tough to get it dialed in. And this reel is absolutely awesome when it comes to bombing them. If I want to get a far out cast, this reel is absolutely incredible. And I love the rod. The rod's got great feel. But here's the thing. When it comes to short casting, and what I mean by short casting, when you want to target an area and cast maybe only 20 feet or 15 feet, or really target an area, that's where this reel gets kind of tough. This reel is built for bombing. I guess is the best way to say it. When you want to bomb an area and you really want to cast out far, this Shimano Corrado is for you. But I am having a tough time, and maybe because I've been using Daiwas for so long, I have been having a tough time calming down. Like when it's time to cast in targeted areas that aren't so far out, this has been a very difficult reel to use. So here's where my big question to you. Is it wrong to use a Daiwa reel on a Shimano rod? I don't know. I have a Daiwa reel here. They're both 200s. The Shimano Corrado is a 200. I have a Daiwa Tutulo, which is also a 200. I'm going to switch it up, and I just want to feel it. I don't know if it's wrong or not, but it could be. It could be. Come on over here. I thought I'd do a little bit of casting out. Looked like a top water bite was there, but it turned out it was not. So my next plan here is to switch off this Shimano Corrado reel and switch it up with a Daiwa Tutulo. We're gonna give it a shot, both 200s, and see if I feel any casting changes. So we're gonna take this 200 off. The Corrado is now coming off. And this is what we're putting on. This is a Daiwa Tutulo 200. This is the reel. They're both, I believe they're both 7-3s. Actually, Shimano is a 7-4. And the Tutulo is a 7-3. I don't think that's going to be much of a difference, really. So we're going to make the change over here. As far as costs go, the Corrado, you're looking at about $225. This Tutulo is about $170. So it's a little less expensive. Size comparison, I think the Corrado is about a little smaller than the Daiwa. But one of the things I noticed with the Corrado also was when I casted it, and there were a few times where I could tell that I was riding up against the guide. The guide's right there. I don't know if I'm going to feel that as much with the Tutulo. They have the T-wing system, which allows for a little more line gap. They're both running 10-pound fluorocarbon. But here's where I got to be honest. This particular reel was an absolute piece of garbage when I first got it, and I didn't oil it. I oiled it up and it's definitely a ton smoother. So I'm really curious to see with the oiling, did I revive this reel? And I'll leave a link. Let's see, the link's going to be over here on how to oil your reel so you can get good results and basically revive these reels. So we're going to put this on. Again, it feels a little weird putting a Daiwa reel on a Shimano rod, but that's what makes it custom. Looks good on there. It's black on black, that's for sure. Let's get some line out. All right, to give it a true feel, we're going to stick with the Whopper Plopper. This way I have a feel that I just felt just a moment ago. So this way I'm not cheating the feel. The other thing I do like about the Daiwas too is I have a brake set. The Corrado does have a small brake set area, but it's really for fine tuning, where the Tutulu is basically, this is it. That, and you have a spool tension. Let's come over here and give it a shot. Starting to see a few little spunks on the water. See what happens. Let's see what happens. It'd be great to catch a fish. Catch a fish is fun. I previously oiled up this reel, so it's going to be not only just to see, you know, a Daiwa Shimano feel, but it's also going to let me know, did that oiling make a difference on this reel? We're going to find out. The last time I've casted this, it made a crazy buzz. So let's see what the first cast has to offer. Now, still a real buzzy reel. Still a real buzzy reel. I'll be honest with you, that's what I wanted to find out. Did the work I did on the reel, boy, a short cat reels in better. That just sounds terrible. Reeling it in, I would say it feels a little nicer on the reel in than the Shimano. The Shimano's smooth, don't get me wrong. But now that this is oiled up, it feels really good on the reel in. But it's still got that buzz when I cast. I'm not sure what that's all about. Not sure what that's all about. You can hear that thing buzz when I cast. It's terrible. I'm going to say the Corrado feels better. This thing is just zipping out. Not sure why. Does not have a smooth cast at all. It's buttery smooth when it comes to the reel end, which the Corrado was too. But that that spool out. I just cannot figure out why it's got that buzz. I'm trying to run some of this line out. Maybe there's something going on with the line. Maybe when I put it in, I don't know, or something is not just right. Yeah, we just don't seem to be able to get rid of that buzz. Oh, that was, and we backlashed. Which when I first started with that Corrado, and I got the brake down to nothing. So let me set that back up. When I first got that Corrado, it was loaded with backlashes. I really had to come from Daiwa and learn Shimano reels. I was a novice. This may become a specific backup reel. You know, if I should have real trouble, then I could just switch up to this reel and keep it on board. Doesn't feel good. The Corrado definitely is a better feeling rod, or a better feeling reel. This reel just has too much zippity-doo to it. On the retrieve, I have no complaints. Buttery smooth on the retrieve, but that cast, that zip of the cast. There's just something weird about the cast. Well, I guess we're answering our question. We're gonna go back to the Shimano Corrado. Let's make that change back. Gonna go back to the Corrado. This way I've been back and forth. I felt both ways. Gonna go back to the Corrado. I want to cast it again. Am I just overthinking it? Am I overthinking it? All right, taking off the Daiwa. That Daiwa may never come out of that box again, to be honest with you. Come on, Tiger, get in the hole. Getting the Corrado back on. Let's take this Corrado back out for a spin and see if the change back to the Corrado is going to give me maybe what I was looking for. I think I really had higher expectations on the Tutulo after I oiled it, for sure. I thought maybe it was going to be an oil situation, but that particular Tutulo is just, it's not doing it. It's not doing it. And I have 209s. The 209s feel great, but this, that particular, the 200, the HS, it didn't feel good at all. Yeah, such a different cast. I do feel when we do cast, though, we are hitting up against that ring. So I don't particularly like that so much. But when it comes to the reel in, I'm getting similar reel in. So that feels pretty good to me. Got some predatory birds out, looking for their fish morning breakfast. Really be nice to put a fish catch in this this whole video, wouldn't it? But I don't think that's going to be happening. I just don't think it's going to happen. It's the middle of the summer. We had a lot of rain last night. But basically today was figuring out whether it's Tutulo or Corrado. Like I said, as far as dialing it in, the Tutulo is much easier. But overall, I think the Corrado has it, especially with this particular reel. And here's what I'm going to talk to you about. So we got these little flippers here, right? This is what makes a Shimano so tough. You don't really know where to go with these things. Up, down, all around, I don't know. So right now I have them all out. That's basically full brake. And you could switch 2 of these. You want to try to keep them even. So I'm going to basically release the brakes on those. And let's see if that makes a difference. Let's see if that makes a difference. I'm going to put my brake all the way up here. Let's see if my casting distance has improved. Oh, by 10 feet. All right, so I just made a quick adjustment. I'm going to tell you something. This thing casted like a badass. I was able to get at least another 10 yards on my cast. Just with that little adjustment. Daiwa was not going to give it to you. That's it. You can lower the brake down a little bit, but you're not going to get that kind of distance. No way. No way. Okay, so I have the brake completely off. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give myself a little brake. Just so I don't lose my lure. Or lose my, you know, I don't want a backlash. Basically what I'm trying to say. No backlashes today. Backlashes are bad. Great bomber. It's a great bomber. It's a great bomber. For bank fishing, I would say this is probably one of the better reels. You could really launch it out there. And this rod is only a 6.8. You know, if you were launching this on a 7.3 or a 7.2, you could really get it out there. Talk about a waste of a great cast, huh? I don't know. Get this guy cleaned up a little bit. Well, I would say we're not going to catch anything. It's just my feeling. Just my feeling. Just my feeling. All right, I'm going to cast one more over here. Really appreciate you guys watching. So this was the Shimano Daiwa Showdown, and for this particular application, I'm gonna have to say the Shimano Corrado has it over the Daiwa Tutulu on that particular series, the 200 series. And I know I wasn't quite apples for apples when it came to the value, the pricing on these particular reels. I'm sure if I ran this up against a 209, Daiwa Tutulu 209, I probably would have a different feel. I have 209s, I really love them. And that's kind of why I was like, hey, you know what? I have this 200 HS. Let me put it up against this reel. I just did the oil job on it, and I was really hoping that it was going to make a big difference, but it did make a difference at all on that particular reel. Some of my other reels, I have one of my latest videos, I picked up a Daiwa 70. That reel is just incredible. But the more I cast this out, the more I learn it, the more comfortable I get with it. The short casts are still kind of tough. You know, I'm learning it. You have to use a lot more thumb control than on my Daiwas. I can kind of just dial a Daiwa down. This is fine-tuned. Once you get it where you like it, it's all a matter of fine-tune from there. But I hope you liked today's video. It was just kind of a quickie. You know, throwing out the Daiwa Tutulu and throwing out the Shimano Corrado. And what I'm going to do here, so you know exactly what we're throwing, I'll show you the box so you know if you decide that you want to try these out, you can look at it and see what I'm running exactly. It's a great rod, by the way. Shimano Zodius, really sensitive, wonderful rod. I really like it a lot. And it's got a cool design. So here's the two reels that I'm dealing with, the Daiwa and the Corrado. It's the Corrado 200 HG against the Tutulu 200 HS. Basically, you got a 7.3 to 1. This is a 7.4 to 1. 6 to 1 on ball bearings, 7 to 1 ball bearings on the Daiwa, which is surprising to me because the Daiwa felt a little crankier, like zippier when it went out. It didn't feel smooth. The Corrado has a very smooth cast. The Daiwa didn't have quite as smooth a cast. So those are some of the differences in those two reels. So I think the Daiwa is pretty much going to sit in the box waiting for a backup. It'll be a backup reel from here on out. We're definitely going with the Corrado. So again, that's it. That's all we got. That's all I got today. Figured to come out here to the lake, give it a few casts, see what I like. I was really kind of thinking to myself that I'm going to make this change and that's going to be the new reel for that, but that's not the case at all. And kind of in a way, there's a part of me that's like kind of happy about that, because I was like, oh, I'm going to be the only guy out there running a Shimano rod with a Daiwa reel. So I don't know, I had some reservations about it, but all right. Well, thanks a lot for coming around. Thanks a lot for stopping by. My name's Kirk. This is my channel. I really appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to check out some of my older videos. I'm a bumbling fool in half of them, so you should appreciate me being, if nothing else, a bit candid when it comes to that kind of stuff. Really appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Well, over here fishing that Shimano rod, we finally got one. Real nice fish. Probably a nice 2.5 pounder. What a great catch. Got him on a spinner bait. Let's get a release on this guy. Yeah, we've been switching it back and forth. Decided to settle on the Shimano Corrado. And wow, nice catch. Followed me all the way up. I had to go super deep and bring that spinner bait down deep and just kind of let him come up and let him chase him down. He hit me like 3 or 4 times and he finally took it. Running a War Eagle spinner bait. It was a nice catch, so I guess we're staying with that Shimano Corrado.